Hello, Civil Gaming here, and before I start my list, spoiler alert, a lot of my Pokemon on my list are not just it's not the Pokemon, it's their evolutions that are, they haven't been, confirmed by Nintendo themselves yet. So these are part of, Pokemon Sun and Moon demo came out, and people hacked into the files and data mined, and they retrieved Pokemon that are confirmed to be in the game. Like, this is legitimate information, but Nintendo has not, released any information on that. These Pokemon are 100% leaked, and a lot of people don't like to see that, so therefore, there will be a spoiler, sorry for that, but there will be a spoiler for this, this is my spoiler warning, so if you don't want to look at that kind of stuff, then turn away now, because there will be some Pokemon on this list that haven't been confirmed by Nintendo. So spoiler warning right now. Other thing is, this video is probably going to be pretty long and longer than my usual videos. I don't know why. When I was writing the script for it, it just happened to be super long. I go in depth on a lot of things. Well, whatever it is. Hello, Salandit Gaming here, and I decided to make this video since everyone is doing it. It's like the biggest new thing on YouTube, so I decided to join in on the fun. This is my team for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and this is obviously my prediction team. None of these the game hasn't even come out yet, and some of these Pokemon are just these are per my prediction, and I don't even know if the data mine from the demo got every Pokemon, so there might be some new Pokemon that bewitches me, or I have a new idea. So this is my prediction. It might not come true, but when I get my idea set on something, they will probably come true, so I might actually just end up with this team. But obviously my first pick for this list is the starter. So, out of the 3 starters, I chose Rowlet. I'm on board for Team Rowlet. Woo! I just love this grass starter. This is my new favorite starter of all time. It may be, I might like it even more than Chikorita. That was my Chikorita, for whatever reason, was my previous favorite starter. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just always went towards the feminine starters, or not always. In the last generation, X and Y, I chose Fennekin. My favorite starter of all time was Chikorita. But it's not even that is why I chose them, but I don't know. But Rowlet, breaking the mold, I guess, you would say, my new favorite. Well, not in the sense that's a grass type, because I love to choose the grass type starters. Well, whatever, Rowlet is my favorite for this region. I love how Rowlet becomes Decidueye. Decidueye. And this is an amazing Pokemon. The Chinese leaks were correct. This is the final design, and I love it. This is the Pokemon, and when Nintendo revealed this Pokemon, I just loved it even more, because the Chinese leaks didn't mention that it was a ghost type, which makes me think that it's 50 times cooler. Ghost type is my favorite typing of all time, and I just love this Pokemon. It's so cool. Other than being my starter, I think that Decidueye will be my team. Will be on my team as a fly user. Well, if fly is still a thing, and I'll explain that later. But fly might not be still a thing, but in the case that it is, it will be on fly user, and it is a grass and ghost type, but its pre-evolutions are flying type. They are birds. They should fly. So if fly is still a thing, then Decidueye will be my fly user, and those are the reasons why Decidueye Rowlet would be on my team. Now, I'm going to just say that in order, the Pokemon on my list are in order of which I'm assuming they will be encountered and caught by me in order. So, the next Pokemon on my list would have to be an Alolan Pokemon, because I think this Pokemon, it's an Alolan version of an early Gen 1 Pokemon. And no, I'm not Alolan Raticate. That thing is awful. But this would have to be Alolan Meowth. Now, or Alolan Meowth and Persian. Yeah, Alolan Persian. I chose it for that reason, but hear me out. I chose this Pokemon because I had to have an Alolan Pokemon, and I chose Meowth because I usually get Meowth in all of my Gen 1 playthroughs. For some reason, Persian grew on me as one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon of all time, next to Doduo and stuff like that. Now, I didn't like Alolan Persian's design at first. I really did not like the Alolan Persian design at first. But as I kept on looking at it in videos and everything, it really grew on me as time went on, because they have described, Nintendo has explained the pudgy face and all that. Persians are very greedy, and it's a symbol. Their pudgy face is a symbol of wealth. They're very wealthy. They're like aristocrat Pokemon. And I always thought Persian should have been a dark type from the beginning. Well, dark type didn't exist in Gen 1. Dark and Steel did not exist. And if it did, I always thought Persian would be one of those Pokemon to be dark. And yeah, that pudgy face I just mentioned. Yeah, that pudgy face is. I first I was like, weird design choice, but now I'm like, it is so cute. I love it. Great design choice, and they did explain it very well and how it actually makes sense. So, Alolan Persian on my team, number 2. Now, next up, this could be a weird choice, but I chose it simply because of the, spoiler alert, data mine that came out of it. But, yeah, this Pokemon is Wimpod. I only chose this Pokemon based on that data mine leak, so spoiler alert. And because its evolution within that leak is pretty freaking epic. And the leak is true because it was from the demo's file, so this is confirmed by unconfirmed Nintendo, whatever you call it. But yeah, Wimpod. Wimpod's new evolution is practically like Gyarados, and that makes Wimpod the Magikarp. So Wimpod is the new Magikarp or Feebas of this generation, which is a really weak, usually water-type Pokemon to become great. Now, what makes this better than Magikarp or Feebas is that Wimpod is a Bug-type. Now, Bug-type is also one of my favorite types. It's not up there with Ghost. Like, my favorite type is Ghost, and then it'll be normal, and then it'll be something else, and then maybe Bug. But yeah, Bug, it's amazing. I usually don't get a Bug type on my team because they're pretty weak in generations, but I've always been waiting for that one good Bug type Pokemon, and this is it. It might as well be the strongest Bug type ever, period. Except for a couple Pokemon. Volcarona would be up there next to it. I think it could be better than Volcarona because it's a water type. Volcarona's a fire type. Only for that, like, if you were to pair them up in a fight, the Wimpod's Evo would win, in my opinion. But other than that, if Volcarona Volcarona will probably have a better performance, just still in general, because of its utility and purposes. But Wimpod's Evo, it hasn't been confirmed at all what it can do, and it might not be able to do much other than just being a brute. But yeah, another bug type Pokemon is Genesect. Yeah, that'll be obviously strong. It's a legendary. But I digress. As far as team build, and again, if HM moves return, Wimpod will be my team's Surf user. Now, that is if he learns Surf and that Surf is actually a thing or not. The reason that I'm doubting, now I finally got to this part, because the reason that I'm doubting the inclusion of these HM moves is because, as we learned from the Sun and Moon demo, that like the legitimate demo that has been, all the stuff is real confirmed information, nothing leaked. We could just have these Pokemon in our inventory. They're not even in our parties, but they're just in our inventory, and we can pull them out and use a Tauros for just riding around super speed like a horse or something like that. Like, that's his purpose. Or like he rock smash things, he breaks boulders. And then there's Charizard who can fly and get around really quickly, fly. And then there's Sharpedo to swim around in the water, and also be, I think, the aquatic version of a rock smash user. But yeah, these Pokemon might just make HMs completely gone entirely. And if that's the case, then obviously Decidueye won't be a fly user, and Wimpod won't be a surf user. But the reason why I always have to think of this is because every single region, surf and fly are the two most important HMs for just getting around everywhere. And I always think about that every region, and it's just a habit to think of it this region, even though that HMs may not even be a thing. But as of right now, it's uncertain. So yeah, I'll still have them in on my team for that reason. Because yeah, Pokemon Sun and Moon haven't come out yet, and this is just my prediction team. So things might change a little bit. If I keep the same Pokemon and HMs are not a thing, then obviously I'll just, not have those moves on. But I might continue to keep those Pokemon. That reason alone is not a reason to just take off those Pokemon. I love them for multiple reasons, I said. But I digress again. But now on to the next Pokemon on my team. Now this is one of those Pokemon that I just fell in love with its design the second that I saw it. Now this may surprise people, but I really like Crabrawler's design. This Pokemon, the second I saw it, I just felt like it was, how Scizor is like the awesome Pokemon that everyone loves, it's really cool, bad A Pokemon. Well, I always thought Crabrawler is the shorter, more stout version of Scizor in badassery, or whatever you call it. But yeah, Crabrawler is that cool, smaller Scizor in aesthetics. But that would make Crabrawler awesome, and that's how I look at it as. And this could very well be my favorite non-starter new Pokemon for this region as a whole. And I just, before I go into this, I just wanted to say more about Crabrawler. I love how it's a coconut crab, and it's not even a water type, and it's a crab. I just love crab Pokemon. I don't know why. One of those Pokemon I really love in Gen 1 is Kingler. Yeah, so Crabrawler I love crab Pokemon. I don't like crawfish Pokemon like Corphish. I don't like Clauncher or Clawitzer. It's very specific when it comes to being crabby. But yeah, Kingler. Now the Crabrawler is the new Kingler in my heart. I love that Pokemon. But I just love its leaked evolution even more. Spoiler alert, but I just loved its leaked evolution even more. And how it's an ice and fighting type. That is so cool. And its Evo was not ruined. It's literally its evolution is literally the same thing, but bigger, more bulky, more cooler, and it becomes from a coconut crab to, I think, what is called a Yeti crab, which is a crab covered in hair or some crap like that. But it makes it an ice and fighting type. That dual type was so cool, so unique. Like, I'm so glad that it exists, and I'll have it on my team. Oh, and speaking about cool dual typings, now it's time for my next Pokemon on my list. Jumping right in, next Pokemon on my list, Salandit. This Pokemon his typing is so cool. It's a fire and poison type. A typing like that is the kind of typing that I like to make up on a Pokemon, a fan-made Pokemon that I create on like spriting or like drawings. I like to draw Pokemon sometimes, but spriting I create Pokemon or ideas, fan-made stuff, and fire and poison I often put on my fan-made stuff, like typings like that, because it hasn't been done yet and it's so cool and unique. Now I absolutely do not have to do that. Salandit has taken the cake for that. I do not need to do anything more like that. Salandit, as far as my liking, Salandit looks like it will become the new Heliolisk. As its leaked Evo, spoiler alert again, as its leaked Evo stands straight up. It's very sleek in design, and it looks incredibly fast. And yeah, it's a lizard. And by the way, next to Hawlucha, Heliolisk was one of my favorite Pokemon of the last year, which is Kalos. Just so you know, so that I love Salandit even more, because it reminds me of Heliolisk. I just loved that Pokemon so much. I used it competitively and everything. Salandit, I will have you on my team. I love you, man. Salandit, great. But last but not least on my list is Drampa. Now this might come to surprise to some people because I've looked at these videos that other people make, and Drampa's hardly ever on anything, but this is another Pokemon on my list that I just fell in love with its design immediately. At first glance, when I saw Drampa, first thing I did immediately, the first thing I did was, I don't even know this character that much, but I just yelled, "It's Falcor! It looks just like Falcor." I don't know, the face with the white hair on Drampa's face, and it's a dragon, eely dragon. I just thought of Falcor, that weird dog dragon thingy from that movie. I think the Never-Ending Story. I must admit, I've never seen that movie, but I know what Falcor is. I know what he looks like. I don't know much about the character at all, but the second I saw Drampa, I just saw a uncanny resemblance to Falcor, and that's just why I love this Pokemon's design. It was super simple. That's like that reason, and I just love Drampa with a passion now. And another reason why I like it is and it's also the reason why it's last on my list, is because Drampa I always looked at as this region's Druddigon, which is you know what Druddigon is in the Unova region, a dragon type Pokemon. But yeah, I thought of Drampa as this late game single evolution dragon type found on what I would assume to be Victory Road, which is very, very, very late in the game, because I don't know, I just compared it to Druddigon being that underrated single Evo dragon type that's in this region. But I could be wrong, and it could come in earlier, and I won't change the list around, and the order's not that important. But yeah, Drampa, he's the Druddigon Falcor, crazy dragon. I love having dragon type Pokemon on my team again. Those are things that I like. But to tie things up, yeah, I loved Druddigon. I used him competitively. I put like a life orb on him. He was a gunk. I gave him gunk shot to counter those fairy types and all that, and he was a powerhouse with sheer force ability. But yeah, I loved Druddigon, and that's why I like Drampa for another reason. But so that's it. That's my team. Rowlet, which evolves into Dartrix and then into Decidueye. And then there's Meowth, which evolves into, or Alolan Meowth, and then evolves into Alolan Persian. Then Wimpod, it evolves into some leaked Evo that I don't know. Crabrawler, leaked Evo that I don't know. And Salandit, leaked Evo that I don't know again. But yeah, my team, Rowlet, Meowth, Wimpod, Crabrawler, Salandit, those are its base Evos. And Drampa, which is my entire team. Obviously, that all of them and their corresponding Evos will be on my team, and I gave you all my reasons for. But before I leave this pretty long video, oh my god, it's 18 minutes. But before I leave this video, I just wanted to say that I'm pretty bummed out about this region for not having more 3-stage Evo lines. In fact, for my team, Rowlet is the only 3-stage evolutionary line, and the rest were 2-stage Evolos, and Drampa, who obviously doesn't evolve at all. So that was I wanted more 3-stage Evos. I just couldn't. The other options I didn't like, so that bums me out. I wish Pokemon like I wish Crabrawler could evolve 3 times, or Salandit, but unfortunately I don't think they do. But oh yeah, and Drampa, I'm kind of glad that he's a 1-stage Evo, because I just really like his design. I don't want it to change, but I would also still appreciate it if it evolved, because it would be stronger, cooler, and its design would be branched up upon, so it'd still have that, probably still have that Falcor-esque look. And if it had a Prevo, that'd be pretty great too, because pre-Evos, I don't know, yeah, it would make it so that Drampa's design is still there, and you have a previous form of it, yeah. But yeah, that's my team. That's Brett. I don't know how it took me 20 minutes to go through all of this, but that's my team, just so you know. This has been so that was it. I want to know how you guys think in the comment section below. And this has been Stable Duo Gaming here, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.